All right. Thank you for showing up for another segment of Flow with Tarot. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. What I'm going to do is just spread the cards out like this. And let's just go through here. Let's take one of these little cards that's hidden right here. Let's see what comes out. All right. So we have the Ten of Wands. Okay. And what is the Ten of Wands talking about today? What do we feel about the Ten of Wands? So we know that wands is symbolic of fire, okay? I feel like to say what the suit is and what it represents is very important for us to consider. Now, we can obviously see that this person is laboring and it feels like they're laboring hard, okay? And it almost feels like they've been laboring hard for a very long time. We have been programmed to think that to labor hard for a long time automatically equals a desired result. That is not true. And we see that that's not true because every day we see people who labor hard, who work hard, yet still not getting results that they want. I can bring this home to myself. I can make this personal. I had at one point a clothing line, a clothing label, okay, where I labored hard and did not, the result that I wanted, I did not get the result that I wanted from laboring hard on that business. And a lot of times, the reason we find ourselves trapped in the labor hard consciousness and labor hard mindset is because that's what we've seen modeled for us. That's what society lies to us and programs us to believe, that if you just keep going, if you just keep working hard, that eventually you're going to get what you desire. But no one ever says, okay, when is eventually? What does eventually truly mean? And even though we are laboring hard and we can see what we are doing is either making things harder or we can see what we're doing is not working. Yet, because we're in the consciousness of if I just keep going, if I just keep laboring hard, then eventually this is going to work. Well, then you become stuck. Then you get stagnant because you are so into and you're so locked in on, let me just keep doing, let me just keep doing, labor hard. Eventually, something is going to click. Eventually, this is going to work where you can't even see that there's another way of doing things. To be in the consciousness of laboring hard, it keeps you from looking at the other possibilities and other ways of doing things. Many of us don't want to take the other way of doing things route because those other ways we've never seen modeled for us. Those other ways seem foreign to us. Those other ways seem unrealistic to us. When really what is unrealistic is to keep laboring hard, keep doing the same action, keep making things harder on yourself. That is unrealistic. We carry this labor hard, and again, it keeps us from looking at the other possibilities and even the possibility that to obtain what we desire, that even the possibility to get from where you're at now to what you desire actually gets to be simple and easy. Now, when I said that, that may have caused you to cringe. If it caused you to cringe, that's programming. Why do I say that's programming? Because what do we hear in society? If you don't labor hard, if you don't work hard, then that thing that you desire, if you obtain it, it won't mean as much. If things come to you too easy, it won't mean as much. And these are ideas that we've heard that we have made truth, that we have made true for us. That's another reason why we don't look to the other possibilities. Why? That's another reason why we don't get outside of the line. We don't get outside of the box because we know outside of that line, outside of that box is something different. It's something different. And you know what's interesting is that so many of us will say, won't have a problem with saying, "Oh, well, I'm unique. I'm different. I see things different." Do you really? If you're afraid to step outside of the line, to attempt another possibility, to attempt another avenue to get what you desire, if you're allowing the fact that you've never seen that avenue model, that you've never seen anyone take that path, and you say, well, I'm just going to keep doing it like this, are you really different? Are you really unique? No, you're just like everyone else. So, when you are taking action, when you are doing something, excuse me, before you take that action, ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this because this action seems familiar? Am I doing this because this is what I've seen other people do, so therefore I'm just going to keep, doing this? Do I believe? And then when it comes to the easy part, you have to explore, well, do I believe that what I desire can come into my experience in an easy way? Is there an easier way to do this? We're not trained to do that either. We're not trained to ask that question either. So this card, I feel like right now invites us to say, to ask, is there an easier way to get this done? Is there an easier way for me to walk into what I desire? And I think sometimes we don't want to ask ourselves that question because we're actually afraid that an answer is going to be revealed to us. Because let me tell you, if you sit long enough in silence, in quiet, in introspection, you asking questions, whatever you're asking, you're going to get an answer. You have to be willing to do that. You have to be willing to step outside of the line. You have to be willing to look at and accept possibilities, that your possibilities are endless, that the how to bring in what you desire, those hows are endless. And you get to be the one to decide, okay, this is going to come in easy or this is going to come in difficult. How do you decide that with your energy? It's all energetics. Okay. So that's what I feel that the Ten of Wands is showing us today. Okay. Um, yeah, that's it. So let me know what you thought about or what you think about the Ten of Wands. All right. And let me know how you are enjoying this segment, this Flow with Tarot segment. I am still having a good time, and we still have a bunch of cards to go through. Okay. Until next time, stay magical.